Good afternoon, this is Luke VK3REC. For the next about 90 minutes or so, there will be an EasyPal digital radio net on this repeater. That means there will be some chunks and there will be some digital transmissions. So anybody who's not interested in that, I might want to need to turn it down, but that's that for now. Anybody who's up and waiting for the EasyPal net, please feel free to check in now for the net.
VK3 Juliet Charlie Oscar John Luke.
Charlie Juliet November.
Victor Kilo 3 Sierra Tango Lima.
Thank you, VK3 JCO, VK3 JCN, and VK3 STL for checking in. Are there any other check-ins for the EasyPal net at this time? This is VK3 UKW.
VK3 UKW in the group. Maybe it's such a fine afternoon, Luke. Everyone's out in the garden or walking. Back to you.
Yeah, that is quite possible. So I'm here. Got my IC7000 and a signal link hooked up to my Linux laptop, which is running QSSTV, and I think I'm not managing to get that to key up my radio, so I'll just be screwing around with that for a little while, and if not, I'll switch to my Windows laptop with EasyPal.
VK3 UKW, VK3 JCO. I mentioned, I think, in an email I sent to you, Luke, I'm a complete novice here, so if the other two people are experienced, I'll just stand by and listen and learn from you all. On one of the menus, I spotted a whole list of possible transceivers to interface with EasyPal, but I can't find that menu again now, and my 705 wasn't listed on that menu, so I'd appreciate some assistance there if that's possible. Back to you, Luke.
3CJ, and I can answer that one, Luke, for you. Generally, that list of receivers is fairly old from my recollection, and you need a serial cable probably to run it. So if you have a cable that runs from the PC to the radio, then from a serial port or something like that, then it may work, but I'm not 100% sure.
VK3JN, was it? VK3JCO?
VK3 Charlie Juliet November.
VK3 Charlie Juliet November. Name here is John. Yes, thank you. I have a serial cable, and I am getting a display of on the waterfall scope when people are talking.
Okay, all right. Now I'm just trying to work. I've seen that menu myself, but I can't remember where it was. Now, if you like, I've got a test pattern set up here ready to transmit. I know my levels should be pretty good because they're exactly the same as they were on Thursday night with the Melbourne Easy Pal group. So if you like, I can throw out a 59-second transmission and you can have a look at your levels. If you have a look in the top left-hand corner, where you'll see what we call a thermometer, which has sync above it. When the levels are right at your end, when you're receiving, that should all be green the whole way up. If it's flickering red or green, you need to adjust your volume, and generally, if it flickers from red to green on the MSC, your volume is probably too high. And remember, with Easy Pal, less is more. You don't need to have the volume extremely high when you're transmitting, and you don't need to have the volume going into the computer extremely high. So we'll see where we go. I'm ready to transmit a test pattern if everybody would like me to do that.
VK3REC. For John, so you get to the rig selection. If you select if you're in the setup menu, you go to setup CS sound card PTT. That is actually the main menu where most of the setup is hidden behind. So if you're in that menu, set up the second option, which is set up CS sound card PTT, and then you click on use COM port PTT cat. Then you get to that menu. Now, the ICOM CIV, the cat protocol, all works via addresses, and every rig has a different address. So I think if your rig is not in the list of EasyPal, in the list that EasyPal has, then it won't be able to select the correct address for the rig, and so the rig will not be listening to any commands that EasyRig is sending it. So probably because of that, and also for general simplicity, it's probably better to start off with just digital vox. So just triggering the radio off of the input level from the data audio input.
VK3 UKW. Thank you, Luke. I'm into that menu now, and it's under user defined, and it lists everything from FT100 to 10-Tech Orion, going through a whole lot of IC 703, 706, but no 705, unfortunately.
Yeah, if it's not on there, then you're better off just going via audio only and disregarding the CAT control.
So to go audio only, I plug a microphone into the computer mic input and hold that near the speaker on the radio, do I, crudely for the moment?
I'm not, so the IC705, is that fully USB for the CAT control as well as the data connection? VK3
UKW, VK3JCO, yes, but I have to commanded into that mode to get that to operate, Luke?
Yeah, you should be able to set it up on the radio just to use digital vox, which basically means that as soon as there's a voltage on the audio, it'll basically use vox PTT activation, and you shouldn't need any microphone connections or anything, because the USB connection should already be showing up as a virtual sound card in on your computer as soon as you connect the radio, and then by just setting up EasyPal to use that virtual sound card for its input and output, it should work.
It's Vox, Victor, Oscar, X-ray you're referring to, Luke, is it? Over to you.
Yes, I don't know what that's called. I don't know what that's called for the IC 705, but yeah, digital vox or data vox with vox as in Victor Oscar X-ray.
Yeah, I think it's a standard vox on any set, so I'll play around with that and see what happens. Thank you, Luke.
And then in EasyPal, you will want to just click on the sound card option in that setup menu. And then in that sound card menu, you just select the correct audio device for RX and TX.
Okay, so that would then be the sound card within, or the via the cable connection.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, Luke, we'll have a go. Don't we hold everyone up? You go ahead and I'll see what happens at this end. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, that's why we've got 30 minutes for setup and tuning, and because it's always when you're doing it the first time, and even when you're changing anything about your setup, it always all needs to be. It's always a new learning step.
VK3 UKW, VK3 JCO, and the group. Yes, thank you, Luke. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, QSL. So VK3 CJN, VK3 UKW. I'm gonna say I'm ready to receive. So if you could just start off just throwing out a waterfall text or a waterfall ID. I'll listen for that and see if I'm getting that.
As I have a waterfall text happens on all my transmissions at the start and end, so I'll just throw that out and see how we go. Work out why that wasn't appearing on my scanner, and the answer to that is A, because I'm listening to the wrong frequency, and B, because I didn't have the lead plugged in. So I will set that up again. Of course, I'm listening. I've got it set up for RML. Automatically it went to there. I'll be back in a sec.
VK3 CJN, VK3 JCO. I received your text message with your call sign in monochrome. Back to you.
That was the intention. Yeah, just give me a second while I find the right frequency on my scanner.
VK3 3CJ and 3UKW. Yeah, I also heard the sirens, but it didn't make it into my QSSTV. However, it unless there was a very, very short transmission, I think you lost. You didn't manage to key up the repeater all the way through. So I think the repeater lost you at some point in the middle there.
Okay. I wonder what happened there, because I've usually got a pretty good signal into the repeater. All right, let me fix up my problem here, and I'll be back on the air in a minute or two.
This is VK3REC. Does anyone know of any good software to use on Mac OS? I would have my Windows computer with me, but I had to run up back to the hospital, and I'm stuck in the car park with a Mac. That's it.
VK3STL, VK3W. You're very weak into the repeater at the moment. I couldn't actually make out most of your transmission there. Something about being stuck in the car park.
Yes, I am stuck in a car park. I don't have internet with me. I have a Mac. Does anyone know of any software for a Mac?
Yeah, VK3STL, VK3UKW. I'm sorry, you're pretty much unreadable into the repeater here.
VK3 UKW, VK3 JCO, and the group. The person was asking about, is there any software for something? It sounded like BAC or BAT, Luke. It might mean something to you, but nothing to me. Back to you, Luke.
It was Mac, M-A-C, Mac.
Yeah, there's probably a version of QSSTV for Mac. I would assume, but yeah, I don't know. EasyPal is definitely Windows only, so that wouldn't work. So QSSTV is the alternative, which yeah, you'll basically have to see if somebody went to the effort of getting QSSTV compiled and set up for Mac OS.
Yeah, thanks for that kind of figure.
What a joy it is to hear another Mac user on air. VK3 UKW, VK3 JCO. I seem to have stunned everyone into silence. I made a comment that it was a pleasure to hear of another Mac user on air. VK3 UKW in the group, VK3 JCO.
Yeah, no worries. We're all just fiddling with our equipment here, I think. So I'm just working on getting EasyPal set up right now. I should have that in a minute, and then I hope that JCN will be ready to transmit again, so that we can at least get a one-way link established here.
No worries, Luke.
VK3STL here. Yeah, looks like I can't participate. QSSTV hasn't been ported for Mac, and I don't really have the means where I am to install Linux or Windows or anything else, so I'll just listen around and see how you guys go.
VK3 VK3STL, VK3JCO. Yeah, that's a pity. Better luck next time, perhaps. We'll just stand by for Luke and 3JCN.
VK3STL, VK3UKW. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I will ask around and see if there is any alternative program. There might be some mobile phone apps as well, which support the DRM standard. So potentially that might be an option. VK3JCN, VK3UKW. I've got my EasyPail all plugged in and set up now, so if you're ready to transmit, I'd be happy to see if I can decode you.
3UKW, VK3CJN, and I have my other laptop sitting here monitoring the output of my radio, which is brilliant. So at the drop of the repeater, I'll throw this whole 59-second test pattern out and see how people go with it.
VK3CJN, VK3UKW, all received, and a perfect test pattern, and also I got 107 out of 107 segments there. VK3JCO, VK3UKW, did you get anything there?
VK3UKW, VK3 JCO in the group. Yes, a perfect test pattern. Long time since I've seen one of those.
VK3TZE.
VK3TZE, VK3UKW. Good day, Jamie.
G'day. Turn handheld down. Yeah, I'm just checking in. I received that transmission. I'll be receiving today, not sending. Over.
QSL, thanks, Jamie. I'll go and find a picture and see if I can go next. 3UKW.
VK3UKW, VK3JCO. The wonderful picture appears on its own when I click out of the CAT PTT box, but I can't get rid of that menu. Can someone suggest how to have it within the software rather than behind the CAT PTT menu. I would have thought it would have just been a question of going to the sound card setup and selecting or deselecting that, but it doesn't seem to work.
Don't know, unfortunately. Maybe a case of closing EasyPal and restarting it. I suppose that's the slow way. There may be a way of closing it, but it's not a menu that I use.
VK3 CJN, Chris and the group. VK3REC. Yes, thank you. It doesn't matter because the image appears full screen once I click outside that menu, so I can see what's going on anyway. I don't think I'll be able to try transmission today, but I'll enjoy receiving your pictures. I have heard your transmission sounds on air before and wondered what it was all about, so it's a great joy to be able to see what you've been doing. VK3CJN and the group VK3JCO.
3 JCO, 3 UKW. There is an OK button in that CAT menu. Have you tried just clicking that OK button?
Wonderful, Luke. That fixed it. That's the only thing I didn't try in the menu.
Yeah, QSL. And one other thing, if you want to save that picture, because it doesn't automatically get permanently saved, you just want to right-click on the picture and click the save option.
Yes, got that, Luke. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I have a picture ready to go. If nobody else has anything, I will go send that. Okay, on the drop off the repeater, one EasyPal picture. VK3CJN, VK3UKW. So I have no idea if this was entirely overmodulated because the AC7000 in FM mode isn't really able to show that. So did you get any of that?
decode on it, Luke. No problems. It is very loud. Signal to noise ratio is 7 dB, which indicates your signal is either very, very weak or very, very strong. It sounded quite harsh and overdriven, so I'd suggest back it off by 3 dB, 50% or thereabouts, and see how you go with the next transmission. But quite a good picture of, I think that's you with your laptop and your backpack leaning on the rock, is it? VK3 UKW, VK3CJN.
Yeah, that's correct. That's me actually playing EasyPal on Mount Dandenong with my Yaesu FT70DR handheld directly hooked up to the laptop, and I think if I remember correctly, I had to physically push the PTT down to be able to transmit because it was the audio only option, and the FT70 doesn't have a data box.
Well, there you go. So that's the first time I've seen you since we did our foundation course together. That's a while ago now. Hey, good stuff. All right. Well, yeah, do you want to try, or do you want me to send a picture? I haven't got one queued up, but that'll only take me a second or two.
We got to go through the reports first. VK3JCO, VK3UKW, did you receive that?
VK3UKW, VK3 and the group, VK3JCO, yes, beautifully clear. Can even see your mask. No, works very well indeed. I didn't look at the signal to noise ratio when it's coming in, but I'll check that next time. It says 13 dB, so whether that was during your voice transmission or picture transmission, I'm not sure, but I'll look next time for that. VK3 UKW in the group, VK3 JCO.
Yeah, it'll be. It won't be analysing the SNR during the voice transmission. So that is still everything up there in the status window is all based on the last DRM EasyPal receive.
Okay, thanks for that, Luke. So 13 dB.
QSL and VK3 TCD, VK3 UKW, how did you receive that?
Received all segments, what was it, 14 dB, and the picture's very clear.
QSL, thanks for that. Then I'm going to call you up next week at 3CJN, but at this point, let's see if John would like to have a go. Have you set things up, John?
VK3 UKW, VK3 JCO. No, Luke, I haven't. I'm afraid of altering anything in case I lose you completely. So I'll just sit this out, I think, if you don't mind, and I'll try on another occasion. Now I know I can receive okay. I don't want to risk losing you altogether.
Yeah, no worries. We can try at the end of the net, maybe.
That's kind.
All right, then, VK3 CJN. K3CJN. Let's do the old manual transmission for John. Why don't you go ahead and transmit the manual?
Fortunately, I have got it on this PC, but a little while ago, EasyPal decided it was going to stop working in my profile, so I had to create another profile to run EasyPal. And at this stage, I haven't given this profile access to the documents folder in the other profile, which makes it a little bit difficult. So I'm going to keep that for another day. And I didn't think of it before I swapped profiles. So I'll actually, what I might do in the next break, while you're doing the reception reports, I'll go back to the other profile and see if I can find the document and put it in a common folder. So this one's one that I sent to the EasyPal group last year, but I thought it was appropriate still for this year. So if it's okay with you, Luke, I'll put that one up. At the drop of the repeater, VK3CJN is going to make a horrible noise.
VK3CJN, VK3UKW, all received. There was a short break in the middle, but it looks like the error correction recovered that. It is saying 107 out of 107 segments and 17 dB. And yeah, that is the official flag of 2020, and we're not quite past it yet. Next, VK3JCO, 3UKW, did you receive that?
VK3UKW in the group, VK3JCO. Yes, wonderful, brilliant, very clever choice. 107 out of 107 and 14 dBs. But a very clever choice, Chris. Back to you.
Thank you, John. And VK3TCD, VK3UKW, how did you receive that? Okay, 3TCD, 3UKW, are you there? Looks like he's not there. Okay, 3CJN, 3UKW, I'm still looking to see if I've got the manual on here. Have you already got it?
VK3UKW, VK3CJN, yeah, I've got it on in a folder I can access now. Go up level 2, and alright, I can send that at any time you like now. VK3UKW, VK3CJN.
UK you. So I just want to prepare VK3JCO there. So because DRM, Digital Radio Mondiale, is a general file transfer protocol. It's not just for pictures. It means you can send essentially any file you like, which includes the EasyPal manual itself. That is a Word document, and when EasyPal is set up in standard settings, it will actually automatically launch WordPad, good old WordPad, if you remember that from the older days of Windows 95 and Windows 98. It's going to launch that to view the files, so don't be surprised when either WordPad or Word comes up after you receive that.
Thank you, Luke. That's great. Can I just clarify, the software version here I'm running is EasyPal version 07 October 2014. Is that the latest version?
Yeah, that is correct. So there is no newer version. The author of EasyPal went silent key in 2016, I believe, and yeah, I don't think the source code to it was ever published. So yeah, that means that EasyPal is essentially abandonware and is probably going to stop working at some point, and we'll all have to switch over to DSSTV. But yeah, so we are all using the October 2014 version, which is the most recent version.
Thank you, Luke. Well, it's a great credit to the coder anyway. Thank you, Luke.
VK3CJ and VK3UKW, when you're ready.
Hey, yeah, just looked up Eric Sundstrup, the person who wrote this, VK3REC, passed away on the 14th of March 2015. So very unfortunate, I have to say. All right, at the drop of the repeater, I'll send the EasyPal manual. I'm sorry, I'm thinking Spanish. I don't know why.
VK3CJ and VK3UKW. I received 160 out of 160 segments. We tried to open the file but failed, and now I don't know where EasyPal has saved it.
Okay, now I need to find that information. I got it okay with an error saying that it couldn't find it, but that it was corrupt, but it actually opened successfully. There must be some data in it that doesn't work too well. Control F, save. Give me a second, I'll find this. There's an auto save folder. Hang on, I'll put the microphone down so I can concentrate on doing one thing.
VK3UKW in the group, VK3JCO. Yes, the same thing happened to me, Chris. I didn't quite see what the error was because it said you trust the document, so I faithfully trusted it, and it's opened up okay, 11 pages, and 16 dB and 160 out of 160 segments. So all good at my end. VK3UKW in the group, VK3JCO.
Back.
Okay, I have found it. It will be in your profile on the machine under C, Documents and Settings, username, whatever you've got that set at, Application Data or App Data, EasyPal, Transient. So it should be in that Transient folder.
Yeah, that is very interesting. I have a .docx and a .rs file there, which is very strange.
Weird. Just shows that it can be used for transferring anything. So it's, as a word to the wise, I suppose, it is possible to transmit a virus through this program, we believe. So it's always wise to be careful.
Thanks for the warning, Chris.
I think the RS1 file might actually be the file encoded in some way that EasyPal uses for the transmission. Yeah, and then the docx file is the decoded file. Now I'm just trying to see if I can open that with WordPad, because I was pretty sure that originally that was an RTF file. It looks like potentially you actually resaved it as a docx file.
I did. I can resave it as an RTF and resend if you would like.
Now that I have it, I'll just also save it as a docx file.
VK3UKW in the group, VK3JCO. It's excellent to have that. I tried searching for a manual on the net and didn't come across it, so it's really beaut to have this. Thank you, Chris.
Okay, I'm looking for something to send across here, and I think I just find something. It'll take me just a second to prepare that.
VK3CJN and the group VK3JCO. Chris, what determines the signal-to-noise ratio in this type of transmission? Might I ask, please? Back to you.
That's a good question. Something that I can't answer, unfortunately, John. One of the guys on the Thursday night group might be able to answer that one, but it's something that I must admit I have wondered about, but I haven't gone and done any research into it yet. So maybe I'll ask that question on Thursday night in the group, in the Melbourne EasyPel group, and see what happens. I might be able to have an answer for you next week.
No worries, Chris. That's great. Thank you.
VK3JCO, VK3UKW, what was the question?
VK3UKW, VK3JCO in the group. I was asking what was determining the signal-to-noise ratio in this type of transmission, Luke. Back to you.
QSL. Yeah, I'm not sure about that either. Yeah, probably just standard way that SNR is determined. I'm not sure about the details.
There's always one troublemaker in the group, isn't there, gentlemen?
Someone to keep us thinking.
Hi. VK3 UKW in the group, VK3 JCO. I think Jamie went off to look to see if he could find the file, so perhaps he's heard that we've got it, or perhaps he hasn't, if he's had to go outside the shack or something. But it's certainly great to have the manuals I mentioned before, and certainly a very interesting medium. I'm overjoyed that I actually receive it first go. It's really good. Thank you for your patience. Back to you.
No worries. This is really. I'm really surprised at how well this is working. It definitely wasn't like that last year, although we had a lot of interference then as well. So I have an image ready. I'm just wondering where to set the waterfall text for pre and post transmission. So I'm just looking around to program for that right now.
On the menu bar, under WF text, and you type your text in there. You've only got about 7 or 8 characters per line, and then when you click save, it gives you the option to save it as the start of or the end text.
clarify, Chris, that's where your opening and closing text appears from.
Correct.
Thank you.
So when I clicked on save, it only asked me to save it to a file. It didn't ask me if I wanted to set it as the preamble or sign off.
I'm giving you a bum steer there, Luke. Sorry. In the manual, under WAV in the navigation. So create the files using WFPIC, WFText, or an external program such as HAMPEL or DIGTRX, whatever that is. These WAV files must be in the main EasyPal folder. So you want to create a file called begin.wav and another file called I think it's end.wav, but it doesn't say that in here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's end.wav. So yeah, that is covered in the manual. Don't let the fact that you haven't done that stop you from sending a picture, Luke. Plenty of the guys in the Thursday group don't have those files on their machines /PCs.
Yeah, that's all right, Nori. I found the begin.wav in the manual, but just going through the list, I couldn't find one for the end. But I've set a begin preamble waterfall text, I think. So let's see if that works. So I am going to transmit a picture on the drop off the repeater. This is VK3REC. Okay, 3CJ and 3UKW. I've just aborted it there just to see what my SNR and my levels are.
DB, Luke, it still sounds very loud.
QSL, I went and turned the TX down another notch. I'll go and try again, and I'll just transmit the whole thing this time.
Sounds good to me.
I do need to do a little bit more pre-processing because it looks like all of my pictures are very big.
On the in the TX window down on the bottom, there's a scroll bar. If you move that slider towards the left, it will decrease your transmission time and decrease the size of the file it's sent.
Ah, very good. There's another thing learned. Okay, on the drop of the repeater, I will transmit a picture. VK3CJN, VK3UKW, how did that one come through?
Example of what I was saying, less is more. That was distinctly lower in volume, and it dropped off right towards the end. But I had a resolution by that stage, so 10 dB for that transmission loop, which is 4 dB up on your original one, which is good, and a full resolution and decode.
QSL, and did you get the waterfall preamble as well?
Negative.
Yeah, okay, I probably have to save it in the right folder, or I'll have a look at that. Yeah, I did. The reason it dropped off at the end is that I did change the settings there again, and then I actually had some relays clicking inside the signal link, which is a bit strange. Looks like it didn't get the required level to keep it turned on anymore there.
Interesting, very interesting. Now I think you can. I can't remember. I know Stan VK3BO2 uses a signal link, and he's got the volume in the signal link turned almost fully right down. But I can't. We'd have to consult with him on that. But they are a very good device, those signal link interfaces.
QSL, VK3JCO, VK3UKW, did you get that picture?
VK3UKW, VK3JCO, yes, beautiful, 172 out of 172 and 14 dB. I'm intrigued by the wonderful mounting block you have to secure your mast to, and what is a signal link, please?
Yeah, QSL. So signal link is pretty much just a very fancy USB sound card. It doesn't do much that any USB sound card couldn't do, but it is specifically built for interfacing with radio. So it's made by a company, I think, called Tiger Electronics in the US. There are one or two official distributors in Australia. costs about $250, and it is if you have a radio that doesn't have built-in USB audio, like yours does, so it's not really a necessity for you. It essentially comes with the hookup kit for any radio. So you just you get the correct cable for your radio, and it just hooks up and is plug and play. It's based on an internal jumper pad that sets all of the correct connections to the radio. And so if your radio doesn't have native AFSK input via USB or via an easy to interface with audio connection, then Signalink is the go-to solution for getting the audio from your radio hooked up to your computer.
VK3 UKW in the group, VK3 JCO. Yes, thanks for that, Luke. Very interesting.
QSL, and my mast there, that is a 9-meter mast from the radio club, and it is that's one of the posts holding up my carport. That it's you can see the transport straps at the top, which used to be the main fixture for the mast. Now they're just as an additional piece of insurance, and those mounting clamps I designed those myself, and a friend who has a machine shop helped me make them. So that's just some angle iron, some threaded rod, and some wooden blocks inside the angle iron to make it all fit.
Sorry, Luke, apologies, I've just lost my picture on the computer here. Must have gone into some screen save mode on the large screen display I'm using. Yes, I thought it might have been silent block rubber with a V cut in it, but it's interesting to know that you used timber for that. Back to you, Luke. VK3 UKW, VK3 JCO.
Yeah, I just used what I had laying around, pretty much. The original idea was a much more complex with an additional angle iron put with the angle irons put back to back, and some more cutouts in the angle iron to make it all just fit metal on metal. But then with the wooden blocks, it's I think it's much simpler, and uses less angle iron, and it is it works very well. If not that mast, even in the worst weather, that mast barely moves.
Yeah, presumably you've got one at the bottom as well, so that you've got two minimum holding it up.
Yeah, that's correct.
Cheers.
Okay, VK3 TCD, VK3 UKW, are you still around?
Still here. I had to go and organise something for the wife. But yeah, I received all the transmissions, a file and everything like that. But everything's working alright.
Cheers, thanks for that. I'm going to go look for another picture from a not quite soda activation I did a few months ago. In the meantime, VK3CJN, VK3UKW, do you have another picture?
I'm going to send the EasyPal help document, and I'll send it as an RTF this time. So at the drop of the repeater, I'll send this one over. Interesting, it didn't try to open on my other laptop. I don't know what's going on there. I wonder if anybody else received it.
VK3CJN, VK3JCO. I can see a file number 2106214438 EasyPal full guide.rs1, but I would presumably have to look for that file somewhere within the EasyPal program. It certainly didn't open up Word as the last one did automatically.
Okay, so I'll just resend the manual, not the help desk document. The help document. Okay, I'll find it again. I thought I'd dragged it over. So ignore that transmission, guys.
Came through with 6 dB here and 160 segments all round.
Yeah, it didn't. I didn't get a file either. Not sure what happened there.
I think I know what happened. Okay, I didn't use load any. I used load picture, and it didn't like it. All right, I'm gonna try that again. This time I've got the right file in there now. I can see it on my screen. 221 seconds it says. Can I change that? No, all right, we're going to, that's going to time out the repeater. No, I won't send it.
But you split it into two?
Send it as a Word document. I think it's going to be better because it's the RTF 79K and the Word document's 17.
Transmit as a PDF file even smaller?
I'll have to convert it though. I can do that. File, save as, here, there. Give me a sec. PDF file's 283 kilobytes.
A PDF, it's larger.
What I found with versions of Word later than 2010 that have the convert inbuilt, yeah, the PDF's larger. And if you go to download files from the ACMA website, you'll find that the PDF's larger than the Word document.
Oh gosh, that's interesting, because I've been sending over the years, you know, newsletters that are about 16 meg, and they go down to, you know, just a few meg as a PDF conversion from within Word.
Just compress a lot more than text.
Yes, that would be so, yeah. It's obviously a very large document.
It's 3 pages, and it's all text.
Well, I've heard of heavy water, but not heavy text.
I guess a lot of it's bold. A lot of it's in red. Some of it's in blue. There is a lot of bold in it, but that shouldn't make any difference to the size of the file. Yeah, so this is the EasyPal setup help menu that I'm going to send. It's 17 kilobytes. It's going to take 62 seconds to send. So at the drop of the repeater, plug your ears. I've got the same error message.
Indeed, but it does open okay.
VK3CJ and 3UKW, all received here as well, and same error message before, so it looks like you just sent essentially the same thing that you sent before.
When I looked at the file at the bottom, I thought that's the same one as I sent before. So this one's different, which is good. So that'll help you, John, with your setting up your sound card and things like that, we hope.
Yes, much appreciated. That's great help. I've already printed the other one out and sort of glancing through it as the transmissions are coming through.
That was 17 dB for me here, and looks like all received good.
15 dB here and all 110 segments.
So I'm just playing around some more with the picture encoding. I've got an image to send through that I've already scaled down pretty far before putting it into EasyPal, and then in EasyPal I've set it to not scale down the image any further, so I had to drop off the repeater. I'll try to get that one through.
Great.
I got the relay clacking there again in the signal link. I'll just adjust my sign settings a little bit and try again.
Any way of adjusting the output volume of the signal link, Luke?
Yeah, so the signal link has a TX level, and the computer obviously has as well, so trying to adjust those both. And now that I'm thinking about the TX level on the signal link, might actually be the Vox activation level. So yeah, not entirely sure there.
When you're ready, mate.
Yep, transmitting again now. VK3CJN, 3UKW, how did you receive that?
Clicks and clunks in the signal, but it's all arrived here successfully, 8 dB, and been out the field day, I reckon. Interesting piece of kit there, Luke. I'd be interested to hear about that.
Yeah, so we did get the relay clicky-clacky, going clicky-clacky in the signalling, although the PTT light was always on and the TX light was always on the radio as well, so I'm not sure what exactly is going on there. Since I've been messing with the signal levels, that has started happening. So are you saying that you're actually seeing breaks in the signal there?
There were a couple of breaks in the signal. Just looking at the graph at the bottom, there was a break at the end of it, but the error correction solved all that. We got enough information to load all segments, so that was fine, no problem. And that's the robustness of EasyPal, that with the error correction you can have dropouts like that and still get the full signal.
Yeah, QSL VK3 JCO 3UKW, did you also receive that?
Yes, beautiful, clear, Luke, 12 dB, all segments received okay. That's presumably not a transportable dish on that tripod.
Yeah, that's correct. That is not radio equipment at all. That is the survey marker at the top of Listerfield Hills. Yeah, I went up there in February. Yeah, it was a very sunny day, and I really should have. I went out on a whim, really. Wasn't really very well prepared. But did not die, so that was all good. Yeah, so that is just a survey marker. That big dish is actually a reflector dish that can be used for surveying. Essentially, the surveying of referencing off the top of the hill there.
Yes, interesting. At the bottom of my EasyPal window, there's a gamma left-right adjustment, and I'm wondering what would happen if I adjusted that on the dish. Would I be able to see more of the detail in the black area of that dish or not? I didn't want to adjust anything without checking first. Back to you, Luke.
I think the gamma is for transmit only. VK3CJN 3UKW, maybe you can confirm that?
VK3UKW, VK3CJN. On the received signal, it does change the gamma on the picture. It doesn't change the contrast. But it just seems to wash it out or make it really, 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 really dark, depending on which way you go. So, yeah, you can have a play with that fairly safely, I think, John. It's a pity you can't make it brighter or duller or change the contrast, because that's a fairly contrasty picture, and it would have been nice to reduce it a little bit. But it's a good picture just the same. The VK3UKW, VK3CJN.
Yeah, it was a very bright day, and obviously taking a picture right against the sky. Yeah, that did pretty much that exhausted the dynamic range of the camera in the first place. Although I think I took a few pictures with high dynamic range setting, I'd have to figure out how to get that out of the camera and recompose those pictures to get a little bit more contrast in. But yeah, this is essentially what was there in the picture. There's not much additional information that could be pulled out of the picture.
What camera are you using, Luke, might I ask?
That was a phone camera on a Nexus 6 smartphone, Motorola Nexus 6.
Certainly a good picture.
Yeah, curious. Also, I have another picture from the same spot, this time with some actual radio equipment in it. So I'll just send that one through next.
Now, what time were we supposed to finish? Is it 3:30 or 4 o'clock, Luke?
Yeah, it was originally supposed to go only until 3:30. So I think I'll just send that last picture through, and then we'll be done for today.
To me, all right.
Transmitting now. Alright, VK3CJN, 3UKW, did you receive that?
Good and 9 dB here, so it's definitely an improvement on your first signal, and an interesting picture, a very interesting picture.
Okay, 3JCO, 3UKW, did you receive that?
VK3UKW, VK3JCO, yes indeed. Very interesting antenna. What do you call that rig?
supposed to be a 6-meter tape measure dipole, and I learned by my own experience why all of the tape measure antenna instructions on the internet are for 2 meters or 70 centimeters. Because as you can see there, at that extension of 3 meter per leg for a half-wave dipole, 1.5 meters per leg for a half-wave dipole, the tape measure just can't support itself. So it's not that design is not a winner. Yeah, if you're going to make a tape measure antenna, stick to 144 megahertz and up.
Interesting.
So, yeah, that brings us pretty much to the end. So, VK3JCO, 3UKW, did you want to try transmitting?
No, Luke, we better go. I'll go through the set of instructions which look fascinating, and perhaps try on another occasion, but thank you for the offer.
Yeah, no worries. I'll certainly try and do this again next Sunday, same time, same frequency, and VK3CJN, VK3UKW, maybe you want to advertise the other Melbourne EasyPal net.
Thanks, Luke, and thanks for running the session today. It's good. It was good. Melbourne EasyPal net runs on Thursday nights on VK3RML, which is 146,100 with a positive offset of 6. Hang on, have I got that back to front? There. VK3RML, anyhow, runs between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. on Thursday nights, generally run by either Chris VK3AML or Tim VK3FTZD. The brain's not working very well anymore. I think it's just because I'm old. So 73, everybody, thank you for a very pleasant hour or so playing with EasyPal. I hope anybody who's just been listening has learnt something, and I know John has, because he keeps telling me he's learnt something. And have a very good week, and hopefully I'll catch you in 7 days from now.
Yeah, QSL 73 to you, and thank you very much for coming up. I think we would have been pretty well stuck without your help.
My pleasure. I enjoy using EasyPal, so I thought I'd give back a bit of what I've learnt.
Yeah, and with that word from our sponsor there, I'll just about close the net. Just say 73s to VK3JCO. Do you have a last comment before I close the net there?
Thank you, Luke. Yes, indeed. Very grateful for the opportunity of taking part in the session. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and certainly on a learning curve. Thanks very much, Chris and Luke, for setting it up. VK3UKW in the group, VK3JCO going clear.
Thank you for that, and I'll also just say 73 to VK3TCD if you're listening. Seems not, so that's the end of the net. Thank you very much for participating, and thank you for your patience for anybody who's not been participating, but just been listening on the side, uninterested potentially in EasyPal. For now, we'll stop making horrible noises on the repeater. And yeah, that's it. 7-3 to all. VK3UKW going clear.
7-3, Luke. Thank you.